All right, we are
Round 4.
now
Yep.
back. Rusty,
Well, you have to go all the way.
I
to
figured
recap.
that after hitting 2 buttons.
Woo! Who's saying we're live? Everybody.
Good. All right, just waiting for people. Invader Steven says it's alive.
It
Yes.
is indeed.
How did you know I was just singing weird science? I can't read that. I think I've been looking at a screen too long today because everything's got like a little blur around it.
Did you not wear your little Mickey glasses?
I didn't. You're right.
Ooh.
Yeah, down bad.
Yeah.
All right, up to 12 viewers. Good. We'll give it just a minute or two more while people pile in. Okay, you're back on Facebook now. Thank you, Claire. Glad to see you back.
Yep. We should be good here in a couple minutes. Not too bad, but yeah, I just saw I saw you go, oh. And then I was like, uh-oh.
Looking over, it says live video has ended. Has it? I don't remember
far-
making that decision.
As far as I knew, we were still live.
All right. You want to move on to the number 2?
Not yet.
Not yet, says TJ.
No, we still need. We still have about a minute. We have 13 viewers and we had 38.
I think the
Last time.
counter's off, though.
I think it might be too, but we're not going to take that risk yet.
All right. So, yeah, Arestia, I guess, like I said, ancient literature. Ancient. I did it again. Ancient.
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 That's terrible.
Yeah, that is terrible. Like I said, ancient literature, ancient Greek literature, hasn't come up too often. I feel like it's due.
All right, I think now we can go.
It's your upsies.
Question number 2 was, what actor made their film debut in a 2005 remake of the Amityville Horror before starring as Mindy McCready in 2 comic book films? And the key to this question is, who the hell is Mindy McCready? Mindy McCready is Hit Girl in the Kick-Ass movie, and that is Chloe Grace Moretz.
When I found that picture, I was like, oh my god, I want to have my photo
damask,
taken in front of
yeah.
that wallpaper.
The Damask.
That is such a cool wallpaper. Get in front of that wallpaper.
That's awesome.
Question number 3. Horizontal, vertical, and oblique are the 3 types of what structure in analytic geometry? A line whose distance from a curve approaches 0 as the x and y coordinates stretch toward infinity. I can't tell you any more than that about that, but those are asymptotes. Asymptote is what we're looking for there. There's always either a question on a conic section or on a trigonometric function. And we had a trigonometric function last season, so my guess is conic section, graphing theory, something I might know.
Possibly.
Maybe. Asymptote.
Question number 4, the first and middle names of the Nomadland sound engineer to whom Francis McDormand paid howling tribute is a homophone of the first and last names of what author of the political tell-alls Siege, Landslide, and Fire and Fury? And that would be Michael Wolff.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just going to move us out of the way so you can see Michael Wolf Snyder there on the left, the sound engineer, and former CNN correspondent Michael Wolf there on the left with 2 Fs.
2 Fs was in Canada. This was a couple years ago. He was at the All-Star game and he pointed over to, he was playing for the Penguins. And he pointed over to the locker next to him where Sidney Crosby was and it said, "You beat that guy for the Lou Marsh Award for Best Canadian Athlete."
Yeah, the Lou Marsh Award, Octopus viewers might remember for being the one that Joey Votto
has won twice. That very few people have won twice because
Yes.
Canada does an outstanding job.
They spread it out amongst men and women. They spread it out amongst all sports. They do a really good job with the Lou Marsh Award. Check out Lou Marsh Award recipients. Question number 7. A July 2020 fire believed to be caused by an arsonist injured more than 60 sailors and caused irreparable damage to the tune of $2.5 billion.
Whew.
Yeah. To what U.S. Navy Wasp-class assault vessel, named for a legendary 18th century warship? That was the USS Bonhomme Richard, the same as John Paul Jones's vessel, the Bonhomme Richard. And extra piece of trivia, the Bonhomme Richard was named in honor of what person?
Bon Richard.
That would make sense, wouldn't it? Benjamin Franklin, actually.
Yep.
Bon Richard in French means good man Richard, and it's an allusion to poor man Richard's almanac.
Poor Richard's almanac. Yep.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep.
And question number 8. The Sourdough Saloon in Dawson City is legendary for a club whose only membership requirement is drinking a shot of liquor containing what ingredient that was donated courtesy of 1920s rum runner Louis Lincoln. I know, I gotcha.
Before he hits next on this, I'll tell you the answer is a toe. And if you do not want to see a toe in someone's drink, you're going to want to look away. And I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here comes the toe. It's a fucking toe.
Yeah.
Apparently, the story goes that Louis Lincoln and I believe his brother were running rum, and they were running from the cops, and they had to retreat. And at one point, he stepped in a lot of cold water, and they didn't have time to stop and get it treated, and he got gangrene. They lopped off the toe, and they preserved it in alcohol. While cleaning out the sourdough saloon, one of the proprietors, a guy who now calls himself Captain Dick Richardson, he calls himself the captain of the toe club, found the toe in the bottle of alcohol and was like, I got an idea. So
I firmly believe it's not a huge deal. I don't think it's a big deal, like, at all. Like, I think
it's gonna touch your lips. It's gonna touch your lips. I mean, that's... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I do know we got a scoring update.
Yep. And the toe's gone now.
Yes,
So
the toe is gone for anybody who didn't want to see.
And your scoring update. In 9th place, 0 points for Team We Are Totally Cheating. I appreciate the amount of trolling that they've done in this game. Thank you very much.
It's basically like drinking a hot dog.
Yep.
Thank you, Big Daddy.
8th place, 19 points for having a mentee B. 7th place, 21 points for Bag It Up. 6th place, 26 points for Team Coast to Coast. 5th place, 31 points for Third Podium. 4th place, 32 for What's in a Name. 3rd place, 35 points for the rarely reigning champs, and tied for 1st place, 36 points a slice for Living in a Post-Marky World and Kanye West Nile Virus. We've got a good one heading into round 5. So let's get to round 5.
There we go. Round number 5 should be a good one, too. All right. I guess I'll start.
That's fine.
Question number 1. What untranslatable Portuguese term is described by scholar Aubrey Bell as a vague and constant desire for something that does not and probably cannot exist, for something other than the present? This is a single word, by the way. What untranslatable Portuguese word is described by scholar Aubrey Bell as a vague and constant desire for something that does not and probably cannot exist, for something other than the present? What is that word? That's question number 1.
Question number 2, behind only Beirut. What is the second most populous city in Lebanon? This city shares its name with its African capital that is also known as Terriblis. Behind only Beirut was the second most populous city in Lebanon. The city shares its name with an African capital that is also known as Terriblis.
It's Terriblis.
Terriblis? Okay. Yep. That is question number 2.
And question number 3. What Major League Baseball team has a difficult-to-believe 18-game postseason losing streak dating back to 2004, including a ludicrous 13 consecutive postseason losses to the New York Yankees? I mean, you look at that, you see 18-game postseason losing streak, you're like, wait, since 2004, they made the postseason much then.
No, they have. That's the thing.
Okay. Anyway.
Sweeps.
What MLB team has difficult-to-believe 18-game postseason losing streak dating back to 2004? This includes a ludicrous 13 consecutive losses to the New York Yankees.
It's hard to lose that many baseball games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the longest losing streak period is, I think, the 21 that is it the 21 that the Orioles put on the board?
I'll find out.
Yeah.
I'll find out. You want to move on to the next question?
Yep. Question number 4. Although she's also known for Sold, the Grundy County auction incident, and Be My Baby Tonight, what country musician didn't hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 until an R&B act covered a song he co-wrote in 1994? Although also known for Soul, the Grundy County Auction Incident, and Be My Baby Tonight, what country musician didn't hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 until an R&B act covered a song he co-wrote in 1994? What's the name of that country artist? That's question 4.
I'll keep the numbers to myself just because I don't want to give away any more teams.
Yeah.
Question number 5. Board games in Ravensburger's Mask trilogy include Java, Mexica, and what 1999 Spiel des Jahres winning game set in and named for the ruins of an ancient pre-Columbian city? The ruins of an ancient pre-Columbian city provide the setting and title of what game produced by Ravensburger included in their Mask trilogy, which won the Spiel des Jahres in 1999.
The Spiel des Jahres. Interesting.
That's question 5. What's that game?
Question number 6. Change one letter in the name of a tech behemoth, and you'll get what style of architecture? Compared to Populux and characterized by designs inspired by the atomic and space ages, as evidenced on the following slide. So change one letter in the name of a tech behemoth, and you'll get what style of architecture compared to Populux and characterized by designs inspired by the atomic and space ages seen on this slide. So what type of architecture is that?
Populux.
Populux.
You know, it'll be Populux.
So what style of architecture is that? That's question 6.
All right, question number 7. Yes, by the way, although the site itself is not located in Colombia, pre-Columbian is the term given to the ancient city. Question number 7. The Firebird and the opening violin solo of Danse Macabre utilize what 10-letter technique in which a musician intentionally alters the tuning of their instrument? So the Firebird and the first solo in Danse Macabre utilize what 10-letter technique in which a musician intentionally alters the tuning of their instrument? This is a fun one, and if you read my classical music pack, you might get it.
Free
That's
plug.
question number 7. Yeah, if you want to pay me more for that, please do.
And your last question of the evening, along with
Lagan.
and Salam Bombay. What 1957 epic, directed by Mehboob Khan, is one of only 3 Hindi or Hindustani films to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best International Feature? Along with Lagan and Salam Bombay, what 1957 epic, directed by Mehboob Khan, is one of only 3 Hindi or Hindustani films to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best International Feature? Was that 1957 epic? That's question 8.
And it's time for the recap, starting with question number 1. What untranslatable Portuguese term, a single word, is described by scholar Aubrey Bell as a vague and constant desire for something that does not and probably cannot exist, something other than the present? Question number 2.
Question number 2. Behind only Beirut, what is the second most populous city in Lebanon? The city shares its name with an African capital that is also known as Trablus. Trablus. Right?
Trablus.
Trablus, yeah. Known as Trablus.
Terrible moose.
Terrible moose.
Terrible moose.
That's a terrible moose. Take a lap.
Question number 3. What Major League Baseball team has a difficult-to-believe 18-game postseason losing streak dating back to 2004, and that includes a ludicrous 13 consecutive postseason losses to the New York Yankees? What Major League Baseball team has had a quite rough go of it in the postseason with an 18-game losing streak that includes 13 games that fell to the New York Yankees? That's question number 3.
Question number 4. Although also known for Sold, the Grundy County Auction Incident, and Be My Baby Tonight, what country musician didn't hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 until an R&B act covered a song he co-wrote in 1994? What is the name of that country musician? That is question 4.
Question number 5. Board games in Ravensburger's Mask trilogy include Java, Mexica, and what 1999 Spiel des Jahres winning game set in and named for the ruins of an ancient pre-Columbian city? What is the name of that city that provides the name and setting of that Spiel des Jahres winning game from Ravensburger? That's question number 5.
Question number 6. Change one letter in the name of a tech behemoth, and you'll get what style of architecture? Compared to Populux and characterized by designs inspired by the atomic and the space ages, evidenced by the works on this slide. So I'll go ahead and hide our phrases. So what is the name of this style of architecture? If you change one letter in it, you get a tech behemoth.
You do. Frankly, we don't see enough of this style of architecture. I'm a big fan.
That is question number 6.
All right, moving on now to question number 7. The Firebird and the opening violin solo of Danse Macabre utilize what 10-letter technique in which a musician intentionally alters the tuning of their instrument? Once again, a musician alters the tuning of their instrument in what 10-letter technique that you can hear from the entire violin section of the Firebird and the opening violin solo of Danse Macabre? That's question number 7. What is that 10-letter technique?
And your last question of the evening, question number 8, along with Lagan and Salam Bombay, what 1957 epic, directed by Mehboob Khan, is one of only 3 Hindi or Hindustani films to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best International Feature? So what is the name of that 1957 epic that was nominated for Best International Feature? That's question 8. That is the game, so please get your answers in. We will see you in just a little bit to settle this thing.
Best of luck, everybody. We'll see you soon. All right, here we are, and it's time to take a look at the answers from round number 5, starting with this one here. What intranslatable Portuguese word is described by scholar Aubrey Bell as a vague and constant desire for something that does not and cannot exist, something other than the present? It looks like we got more than half of you got this right. That's good to hear. That is saudade. Saudade. You know, when that Odyssey had slots for every coin from penny to quarter.
Yep. And the big cup holders.
The big cup holder, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yep. Saudade.
Question number 2, behind only Beirut, which is the second most populous city in Lebanon. The city shared its name with an African capital that's also known as Trablus.
Yep. So 2 things. One, Saudade is the one from our language category. We don't usually do a language category, but we're trying to predict something for language. And 2, go ahead and reveal this one.
This is Tripoli.
Thorsten seems to like asking about Lebanon and Yemen quite a bit. Lebanon specifically. Like, I wish I could weight each country that's asked about by, like, population, and then see which one had more questions per capita asked about them. Lebanon is probably up there. Question number 3. What Major League Baseball team has a difficult-to-believe 18-game postseason losing streak dating back to 2004, and that includes a ludicrous 13 consecutive drops to the New York Yankees?
So many times they've come close. Even just a couple years ago when they blew a 9th-inning lead to the Astros. This is the Minnesota Twins. That's the Twins probably after another loss to the Yankees. Yeah, the Twins can't get it done in the postseason. It's a running joke about that they always play the Yankees and they always get swept.
So, the official longest losing streak is 26 games by the Louisville Colonels in 1889.
Okay.
The longest losing streak from any team in the 20th century is the Philadelphia Phillies with 23 in 1961, and the longest in the 21st century is the Kansas City Royals with 19 in 2005.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games to not win. Question number 4 was yours.
Yeah, it was. So what happened there? Oh, we switched.
Yeah, you gave the explainer, I gave the question.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Question number 4, although also known for Sold, the Grundy County auction incident, Be My Baby Tonight, what country musician didn't hit number 1 until he swore on All for One? That is John Michael Montgomery.
Yep. It was a hit for him, I swear. It was a hit for him in 1993, I believe it was. And then All for One took it all the way up to the top.
And won a Grammy.
In 1994.
So John Michael Montgomery technically has a Grammy.
Yep.
Because of that.
Well, he's probably got Grammys for, like, Best Country Performance, too.
I don't think he has a Grammy.
Really?
No, I don't think he has a Grammy at all.
Interesting. Question number 5. Board games in Ravensburger's Mask trilogy include Java, Mexica, and what 1999 Spiel des Jahres winning game set in and named for the ruins of an ancient pre-Columbian city? More people got this than I would think. More people know board games than I do. This is Tikal. It seems like we get one board game, one card game each season. I'm trying to learn card games. I can't stand a lot of card game rules just because that's what the trivia ends up being, is just what's the rules. Who cares? But board games are definitely fair game, and anything Spiel des Jahres winning is certainly fair game. I wanted to write that question originally on Ravensburger's dominance with Spiel des Jahres, but they don't have dominance. I think they have the most, but only by like 1.
Question number 6. Change one letter in the name of a tech behemoth and you'll get what style of architecture compared to Populux that and characterized by designs inspired by the atomic and space ages, as evidenced by this slide. And disappears for a second. That would be Goji.
Yep, Googie is indeed correct. I feel like that's a thing that comes up from time to time as we get one of what's the name of this artistic style. And you and I, we've covered Beaux Arts, we've covered tons and tons of artistic styles, but we've not touched on Googie before. And this is one that, even though he's gone away from using images as clues, would be a great one to clue via image or to like discuss the building on the right, the theme building from LAX, which I believe was never finished and I think is still like unoccupied. But anyway, Googie. And question number 7. The Firebird and the opening violin solo of Danse Macabre utilize what 10-letter technique in which a musician intentionally alters the tuning of their instrument? Had some tough times with this. I forgot to mention it's an Italian term. This is scordatura. Scordatura was what we were looking for. And that was only converted by one team. So congratulations to weekly reigning champs. Rarely reigning champs for getting that one correct. Well done.
And the last one of the evening, along with Lagan and Salam Bombay, what 1957 epic directed by Mehboob Khan was one of only 3 Hindi or Hindustani films to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best International Feature. And that would be Mother India.
We've had one Indian film ever since Learned League 69, and that was on the Apu trilogy. I think Mother India may not be the one that comes up. Lagan or Salam Bombay could be one that comes up. But there are only 3 that have been nominated successfully for the Academy Award for Best International Feature, even though like 20 or so have been submitted for nomination. And this was the first. So I think Mother India is a good one to know. Also, Mother India was the title of a book like 30 years before by a sociologist that is regarded as a polemic as it attacks a lot of Indian culture. So,
let's go to the results. In 9th place with a sterling 0 points, we have Team We Are Totally Cheating. Perfect score. 8th place, 24 points, as I fucking lost
They
my
did.
thing.
They did have a perfect score.
They did.
Perfect 0 for 0.
Yep. 8th place, 24 points for Having a Mentee B. 7th place, 25 points for Bag It Up. 6th place, 31 points for Team Coast to Coast. 5th place, 35 points for Third Podium. 4th place, 37 points for What's in a Name. Tied for 2nd, 41 points apiece for the rarely reigning champs and Kanye West Nile Virus. And just pipping them at the post by 2 solitary points taken away in round 5, it's Living in a Postmarky World.
Congratulations, Living in a Postmarky World, pulling that one out at the end. I'm just quickly scrolling back through the PowerPoint. I'm going to tell you which ones I think are veritable locks that are going to come up this
Pegasus
season.
was one.
Pegasus is one. Jose Andres is another. Murray River, I'm really hoping, is the river of the season. I feel like you get like 3 river questions a season. But yeah, because we had the Elbe last time. I think we had the Irrawaddy was before that. I'm thinking it's going to be the Murray. Murray, Pegasus, Jose Andres. Let's see what else we got. Going into round number 2. And that's Nevsky Prospect. Simu Liu, absolutely. Simu Liu, Winnie Hut Jr.'s. Dora Maar, I think, is a strong possibility. Jenny Wine. Yeah, that could happen if they decide to do
an economics thing. Yeah.
On the Ricardo thing, yeah. Haboob, I think, is a decent shot. We're going to get some earth science term, I'm sure. Erection, probably not, but that'd be fantastic. Skipping over music, going to round number 4. The Orestia, I think, is a decent chance. We need some more ancient Greek literature. Chloe Grace Moretz, Asymptote. That's just my guess for what's the graph theory conic section thing going to be. It might not be trigonometric functions again, so that's good. Michael Wolff, I think that one's got a strong chance. Be More Chill, I'd put that as a front runner for a theater question. Penny Oleksiak, that was a good ask. I like that one.
Yeah.
USS Bonhomme Richard. I think Bonhomme Richard's got a real good chance with it being in the news again. Atto, certainly memorable. I don't think it's going to come up. Let's see.
And then the last one.
Sodaji. Tripoli. Tripoli's got a chance because, again, Lebanon. Minnesota Twins. John Michael Montgomery. Tikal. Googie. I'd like to see Googie. Scordatura, same, and Mother India, same. But yeah, best of luck. We really hope that some of the things you learned... excuse me. I really hope that some of the things you learned tonight help you out this season. Make sure that you submit if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you next week.
And as a reminder, we are raising money.
Yes,
yep.
Of course, we are raising money for the Autism Self-Advocacy Network. So if you have the means to do so and you would like to pitch in, you can do so at Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore or use PayPal at ksizemore@hotmail.com. Thank you very much. Again, 100% of tips and donations will be going to the Autism Self-Advocacy Network.
Rest in peace, Trevor.
Have a good night, everybody.